Welcome to the first pattern release for the elderthrow. This is for the mitred Garter Stitch Square, which is just here. You'll be doing a few different techniques in this square, knitting 2 together through the back of the loop, knitting 2 together and picking up stitches. There are 25 of these in total, 9 for the centre panel and 4 for each of these corner panels here. You'll need a stitch marker, your knitting needles and the yarn. The stitch marker can be anything from a piece of thread, a paper clip or a professional stitch marker. In this tutorial, we're going to show you 2 aspects of the pattern. How the row works, which makes the right angle work with the decreasing, and also how to pick up stitches. This will join 2 of the blocks together. This square is worked entirely in garter stitch, which means we are just knitting plain. There's no purl. To make these clever right angled stripes, all we do is decrease twice in the middle of every right side row. Here we have a few rows of the pattern already worked, and I'm going to show you how to work the decrease row. So you go to within 2 stitches of your marker. And normally to knit 2 together, you would go in here. But to knit 2 together through the back of the loop, go through the back, through the 2 stitches, yarn over and pull through, slip the marker, then knit 2 together and knit to the end of the row. Knitting the 2 stitches together in different ways means that the stitches lean from right to left on one side and left to right on the other. It would be more obvious if it was in stocking stitch. For the wrong side row, you just knit to the end, slipping the marker when you come to it. For the marker here, I've just used a piece of contrasting thread or yarn, but you could use a stitch marker or a paper clip. When you've knit the first 2 squares, you'll start by joining them together by picking up stitches. You need to pick up 33 stitches along each row end edge. Start by inserting your needle and bring 1 loop through. Back into the work. Yarn around needles if you're going to knit a stitch. Here I'm going between each groove of the knitting, and this will be approximately 33 stitches. Once you get to about halfway, just double check how many you've picked up. About 16 there, and then continue. I'm also always going under at least 2 pieces of thread, 2 ends of yarn, and that'll mean that you won't end up with any pulls or holes. Just going to double check how many I've got. So just one more stitch. Then you're going to work along the opposite edge of this row. You now have the cast on edge of the third square, which as you work and follow the same pattern instructions as you did before, will curve around in a right angle. We have been working on the large square. The central panel is bigger, with 9 squares in total. You can use the diagram along with the pattern instructions to help you create the squares in the right order, picking up stitches along the right edges. So by the time you've worked all 25 Garter Stitch Mitred Squares, you will have constructed the 4 large squares of the corner of the blanket and the central section. Don't forget to share your progress with us on social media. Thanks for joining in.